most of you may not know who that is. Who is Rebbie Jackson? Michael Jackson's family is so well known to most of us, except for his elder sister, Rebbie, whom we just saw in her 1984 music video. She's been married for over 40 years, she's got 3 kids, and she has stayed pretty much under the radar. But now, with so many rumors out there about the family, we're going to get the real story. And we're very happy to welcome to The View, Rebbie Jackson. Happy to have you here.
Thank
people
you.
Get to know this sister, this particular sister, because you've been kind of the backbone of the family for many years, we hear.
Well, I guess you could say that in a lot of ways, maybe. Yes.
No, it's a nice thing to say. Most people don't know that you really helped to raise Michael, and that you did perform with the family in the 1970s, yeah, on their TV show. So you were very close to Michael, and obviously the whole family is grieving, but tell us what it's been like for you.
Like a living nightmare, to be very honest, and just have to say it was very devastational. And it's funny because what happens with me is a day doesn't go by that I don't think about it or think about him. And sometime in the middle of the day, and I'm sure if you've had a loved one that you've lost, you've probably experienced, you just break down and you start crying.
What if you hear his music?
You know, it's amazing that you ask that. Sometimes I can listen to it, and sometimes I can't. And I have a little grandson who loves listening to his music, and I just have to leave the room when it's playing.
And it was after Michael's death, you actually spent several months living with his 3 children. Prince Michael's 13, Paris, who's 12, Blanket, who's 8. And you talk about how you've sort of processed and tried to adjust and deal or not deal. How do the kids deal and go about a normal life after that? Is it possible? Do they go to public school? Do they, do they listen to the music? How?
Yeah, they listen to the music, and you're right. I was with my mom at her home for about a couple of months.
Yeah.
I actually, at the time, was living in Las Vegas, so I stayed for 2.5 months.
Okay.
They go to a private school, actually.
Okay.
And
will they go to public school when they get older?
I don't know. I don't think so. They're doing well, though.
But your mom is in her 80s, right?
Yeah.
And she's raising the 3 children. How's she doing?
She seems to be holding out. My mom has a very strong constitution.
I could see
and
that.
she knows what she wants to do, and she's doing fine. I mean,
but
she's
if
raising
anything
them.
happened to your mother, supposedly the children were going to Diana Ross. Is that?
I don't know what that's about. I'm being honest.
Diana Ross?
Yeah.
I never heard that.
No, yeah, oh yeah.
Really?
It was in the will. Yeah.
Does Diana Ross know this?
I assume.
Yeah, well, I'm sure,
Let me get back to you, because Michael's estate is worth over $1 billion. And he left everything to his mother and his children, not to his father, not to his siblings. And I've heard reports from inside the family, I have to tell you, that there is dissension and there is a little unhappiness that none of the money went to someone like you, his close sister, or his other siblings, or nieces and nephews. Set us straight on what's... I could understand if there was that feeling.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, for me, I have to be very honest. There is no dissension with me as far as what the decisions were made in regards to, the will, as far as where the money was left. Right now, I think everybody is trying to get used to the fact that he is gone. And when someone dies, it changes. I don't want to say it changes people, but they take on a whole different attitude toward life in general, and just trying to get back to basics and trying to stay focused. And that's what's happening right now, to be very honest. And everybody is working, I do know this, toward the fact that they want to see justice done because of the way he died.
Justice with the doctor.
With the way he died.
But nothing to do with the amount of money. We'll talk about the doctor in a minute. But nobody in the family is saying that the will should be looked at, or that they should themselves get some money.
Well, nobody's saying they should get some money, that's for sure. They're not saying that.
How often do they see your father?
When you say they, you mean
the children.
They see him quite often.
They do, because your mother and your father live in 2 different states, right?
Yes, they do.
But he does get to see them?
Yes, yes.
Well, Rebbie, and I got to say, I'm such a fan of Centipede. Centipede! That's my song right there.
That's my song.
Love that song, but
And there's been others since then.
it was just, that's the one that stuck with me. I mimicked the video and everything. It just stuck with me. But Conrad Murray, he has been charged with involuntary manslaughter for supplying a lethal dose of propofol to your brother. He was just in court this week. He pled not guilty. Now, people have come out and said that they think he was responsible for your brother's death. How do you feel about that?
Well, it seems that that's the case, doesn't it? That's for sure. I have faith in the judicial system, and we're going to find out the truth with everything in a few weeks.
When you see him, do you see a man who killed your brother?
Yes, I do. I do. I mean, but again, I want the truth to come out. And it's very difficult. It's very hard because you have to sit there and see all of that. It's just one of those things.
Did the family know or join in? Did they think that Michael had any sort of problem with drugs, or was there an attempt to say, okay, this is a situation that isn't healthy or good for him? Was anything done?
Oh, yeah. The family was very much aware, and there were many times when there were interventions. I mean, I, for one, I know very much Janet, Randy, and I, and some of the others, for sure, many times. And, but even though that's the case, still, it has to be explained and exposed what happened in the very end.
Absolutely.
Now, Rebbie, I want to bring this back around and just talk about you. Because you had this, Centipede was one, but you had this very successful career in the 80s. Then you stepped back, you took a 20-year break. Now you're back, because you raised your children, you're married. Now you're back, you're working on a new album. But you're back, you're going on tour, and you also have something, it's a new project called Pick Up the Phone Tour. Would you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, that's actually the Christian Brook Hope Line Center on 1-800-SUICIDE, and a lot has to do with bipolar. And it's personal with me. I have a daughter. When she was 23, she's 33 now. We discovered she was bipolar. And she's actually writing a book about all that. She has Black Daisy in a White Limousine, 77 poems. And her name is Yashi. But anyway, the thing is, it's very sensitive and it's very close to me, and that's why I'm so involved, and I'm going to be touring, promoting it. And so I'm going to a lot of different cities working
Touring
with
and talking or touring and singing?
Touring and singing, performing.
She's back.
I've been doing that for a while, though, off and on, all over. Yes. But
Why do you think everyone is always so surprised to hear that you've been on the road singing and doing stuff too?
That's my favorite thing. I mean, one of my favorite things is performing live. I love it.
Well, we're glad you are. We're glad you came in. We're glad, all of us, to meet you. It's been, you know, it's been a great pleasure. We all have, you know, loved Michael, and we feel very close to you. So thank you for coming in. Good luck to your tour. And remember, if she's in your city, go visit Rebbie Jackson. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Motherhood is full of surprises, good and bad. So here's one that might shock you. 9 out of 10 Americans aren't getting essential nutrients we need. That's a serious nutrient gap.